Hey guys, this is Mike with Open It and Play, and today we're going to take a look at the Mafex Carnage re-release. I missed this guy the first time around because I just didn't really know he existed, but I think I would have found him if I would have been going to Akihabara regularly back in the day, but I got this re-release since I'm living in Japan. I can get it a little bit early. But this is just a re-release of the old figure. I don't think anything has changed. But for the collectors who missed it the first time, this is a nice guy to get. So, okay, and I've already opened the figure. I'm sorry, I did one run through with this, but because of lighting problems, I had to restart. So let's give it another go and let's see how it goes. So we're gonna look at the alternate heads first. So there's two other face portraits with this figure. One is this, which I actually don't really like because they didn't sculpt this. They just painted it onto a smooth head. The paint is really crisp and clear, but unfortunately, the teeth part is not painted. It doesn't quite capture the essence of what I think it should, but. From far back on your shelf, it is going to look pretty good, but it looks best head on, of course. If you got it from the side, that big pink part looks kind of strange. Okay, and the alternate head for this one is the Cletus Cassidy face. Usually the Mafex figures have more manga-esque image or aesthetic, but this one I don't feel it has that. I really like this portrait of Cletus Cassidy, the serial killer. Okay, and we're gonna look at the different hands and the different accessories. What I like to go over first is these little squigglies. The camera has a really hard time focusing today on these. I don't know if it's the black and red or it's because it's a rainy day, but it's really giving me a lot of grief, so I'm having to retry my efforts. But these look really good, and later I'm going to show the Marvel Legends figure and do a quick comparison with it. And I think those things will be able to be used with it. Okay, and then we have a couple of spiked fists. Now these are kind of scarier because they're actually coming to a point. But these are like the comics, so it does look really good. They're coming out of his fist like that. And one more. Like so. It reminds me a lot of T-1000. Okay, and next we have a couple of hands that are maybe supposed to be getting ready to do like Carnage's version of web swinging. Okay, there we go. These don't, come on. These don't come to a point, so when it comes to this one, it's a rounded shape at the end. But oh my god, I'm sorry, it's just not working with me. Come on. Okay. Hopefully that will stay focused a bit. Okay. And the other one. All right. And then we have these great kind of clawed hands. They look so cool. They look just like the comics, and they're not lacking in paint. The tendrils coming off the hands look great too. So these are an excellent way to show his thing. And then we have this one kind of weird, odd squiggle. I think this is just to attach to one arm, and it does help to look kind of like a web swing or something that's going to try to grab somebody. Okay, and then his actual like weapon hands, he has this great axe which looks like the one from the comics, especially from Maximum Carnage in particular, and he has this goofy but also cool mallet type hammer just coming out of his fist there. Boom. Okay, and then let's move on to his hands and feet. We'll go with the hands first. We have these magnetic palmed hands. They're kind of simple, but they do give you the option with magnets. And then we have these these pointing finger hands. They could be holding something if you use them carefully, or they could be kind of taunting someone to come. This one is another open palm, but this time without the magnets. And we have these small gripping hands. These are pretty well done. Okay. And we have one more set. These are a little bit of a grip, a little bit open. Again, they kind of look like they could be like taunting someone to come towards Carnage. So, okay, and then the actual figure, of course, has fists, which were the only thing that you didn't see there. We're gonna look at the figure more, but let's take a look at these extra feet. They do have a hinge on the feet, and they do come with magnets like the Spider-Man we've looked at in the past. Okay, and onto the figure himself. Carnage stands supposed to be about 6.3 inches, and he looks really good for his proportions. I think they did a very good job balancing the figure's likeness. And this guy, though the camera is going to have a hard time focusing on him, we'll try to run through his articulation real quick. I will do it a little bit further back. So his head can look up to here, can look down like this, and he's got a lot of give with his neck. He has a ball joint at the base of the neck, and then I think he has a double or a dumbbell joint up inside the head. Okay, his waist can go over like this, and his upper torso can go over like that. Wow, he can really pose well for like side to side. Okay, he can go back like this, and he can go forward like this. It's not quite as impressive as his back, but it is still good. Okay, and then he has butterfly joints here, but these are really stiff. I'm gonna try to take it easy until I have a little bit warmer weather to do those with. And his bicep goes all the way around. It is stiff, goes up to about here. He has the bicep swivel, double jointed pinless arms that go to about here. Sorry, this is not gonna focus well. Come on, focus. There we go. Okay, goes to about here, and then he has the typical Mafex ball joint in the wrist. So this will get you a lot of range and slightly better than Marvel Legends because it can move, or it can pivot on both sides, and you can take those out. So if you work it around, you can get a lot of range out of those. Okay, he can kick up to here, and he can kick back just a little bit. He does have drop down joints for his hip. He has double jointed knees that are pinless as usual for Mafex, and his leg will go back about that far. His ankle comes forward like that, and he has the same type of the typical Mafex joint for the foot, or the ankle, I should say. So that'll get you a lot of range. It's very similar to his hands. Okay, and today I want to compare him with the Marvel Legend that I'm just opening for the first time also. The Marvel Legend is this Venom box Carnage. Okay, if I can get that in the screen. Okay, it does have the cool artwork on the side. It's a bit newer artwork, so it's not exactly my favorite artwork of Carnage, but and there's the back of the package. If you can see that. Man, they got a lot of languages, huh? Merged with the toxic Venom symbiote, Cletus Cassidy hones his psychopathic tendencies as the merciless villain Carnage. Okay. All right, and we got something over here too. And we also have a Sounds like some screaming kids outside. The school just got out, so somebody must be having a hard day. All right, and let's look at this Marvel Legend in comparison. This one has kind of a metallic finish. It comes with this Build-A-Figure of Venom head, but that part is not so important. And it comes with this alternate portrait for Carnage, in addition to coming with a Cletus Cassidy head that is on the figure. Okay, as usual, the Marvel Legends comes with a lot less accessories. Of course, it's a lot cheaper price point, but this figure is still pretty expensive, but I think it's going to go down a lot more because there's rumored to be other Carnages, 2 more Carnages coming out this year. So they're really giving Carnage a lot of love. But these are really cool hands. They go well with Carnage. So I don't know if it's the sculpt from the other figure or if it actually is new, but Carnage has this guy pegged into the back. Ooh, that went under the fingernail. I think I'm bleeding. Okay, this is a cool effect for a Marvel Legend. Oh, I got my fingernail. Separation. Okay, and we'll take this guy out of the package. Again, my room is pretty cold because it's still the winter in Japan, but you can see the metallic finish that I was talking about. And the portrait for this guy is also great. They really did a good job with Cletus Cassidy, so we're kind of like spoiled between the 2 figures. We've got great options. So maybe the Marvel Legend one looks just a little bit scarier, but they both look really good for Cletus Cassidy. Okay, and this figure will show him from behind too. Now he's not like the newer release from maybe last year, I think it was. No, the 2 years ago, but it's being sold again right now. The other one has sculpted in lines for the symbiote's texture, but this one is just a simple painting on the figure. So, but the other one doesn't come with this awesome axe. It comes with some things, but it's missing that really iconic axe, in my opinion. Like, I think this is important for Carnage to have or wield. But you can see this axe is quite a bit bigger. It's not a lot bigger, but it is bigger, and it does have a lot more tenderly stuff coming off of it. The Mafex one has the advantage of actually painting. The company actually paints their products, whereas the Marvel Legends one is sorely lacking in paint. And this red kind of misses that metallic color that goes with the rest of the figure. So that's leaving something to be desired. So it's not completely without shine, but it doesn't have near as much shine. Okay. And this guy, we can go through his articulation, but I will be gentle with him. He can look down that far, which is great. He can look up that far, which is great. His joint goes around, but it's kind of ratcheted because this is a really old figure. This might even be the Bucky cap, if I remember right. Okay, he's got the bicep twist. He can't bring it up far at all. He's got double jointed pinned elbows that will get you to about there. And he has these little plugins of his web effects, and then he's got this gnarly spiked hand. Okay. And he has the twist at the waist that'll get you all the way around. He can bend over that far. Come on, stay focused. Okay, he can bend over that far. He can bend back. Not very much. That far. It's not terrible, but it looks like it's being helped because these legs can kick back away. So, okay, and then he can kick up that far, kick back that far. That's pretty good. And he's got a pivot at the thigh, double jointed pinned knees, and he's got a twist, a boot twist. That's good. and these little tendrils that are cool. His feet go back that far, come forward quite far, and he's got the usual ankle rocker for the Marvel Legends design. So, okay, and let's try putting the actual Carnage head on him, so you can see a comparison of these two guys. Yeah, I like this one better actually, but yeah, this one, if it had a little bit better paint job, I think it would do the job better. But yeah, between the two you have quite a few options. So okay, you can see this has a lot less black. All right, and we can compare this head. Oops, sorry, this head and this head. I think we already did take a look at it, but come on, phone, focus. Okay, so you can see from the side it's quite different. Okay, thank you guys for joining me. I didn't have my other Mafex figures here, so I can't compare those with this guy, but this guy is said to be 6.3 inches. So he's a bit taller than the Spider-Man, I think. He's very close to the same height, but I think he'll be just a little bit taller. Okay, you may have to do some research on that, but I'm pretty sure that's right. So you can see this Marvel Legend is slightly taller, just a tad taller, but they're really close. Okay, thank you guys for joining me for another look at these guys. Look at Marvel Legends and Mafex. We'll see you next time. That's it.